YNW Melly was a rising star in the rap game. At just 19 years old, he had already achieved significant success, with hit songs like Murder on My Mind and Mixed Personalities racking up millions of streams. Melly seemed poised for even greater heights, but his meteoric rise was cut tragically short. On October 17, 2018, Melly and two of his closest friends, YNW Sakchaser and YNW Juvy, were involved in a fatal shooting. By the end of the night, both Sakchaser and Juvy were dead. Melly would later be arrested and charged with their cold-blooded murders. How could this have happened? Melly and his friends were practically inseparable. What drove him to allegedly kill the very people he was closest to in this video? We'll dive deep into the shocking and disturbing details of this case, exploring the motives, the evidence, and the devastating impact on all involved. The rise of YNW Melly. YNW Melly, real name Jamell Demons, grew up in Gifford, Florida, a small town plagued by poverty and gang violence. From a young age, Melly found solace and an outlet in music, honing his skills as a rapper and songwriter. His big break came in 2017 with the release of his breakout hit Murder on My Mind. The chilling, self-reflective lyrics struck a chord with listeners, and the song quickly racked up millions of streams. Melly's raw, emotive delivery and ability to craft catchy melodies earned him a legion of dedicated fans. Soon after, Melly formed a tight-knit collective with two of his childhood friends, Anthony YNW Sakchaser Williams and Cortlen YNW Juvy Henry. Together, they formed the YNW Young Nudy World crew, supporting each other's musical endeavors and seemingly living the dream. The Fateful Night. But on the night of October 17, 2018, that dream would turn into a devastating nightmare. According to police reports, Melly, Sakchaser, and Juvy were riding in a vehicle together when gunfire erupted. Sakchaser and Juvy were both struck and killed. Melly claimed the three had been the victims of a drive-by shooting, but investigators quickly grew suspicious of his account. Evidence suggested the shooting had actually taken place inside the vehicle, and Melly was the one who pulled the trigger. The motive, greed and jealousy. As the investigation unfolded, a chilling motive began to emerge. Prosecutors allege that Melly orchestrated the murders of his two friends in a calculated attempt to garner sympathy and boost his burgeoning music career. By staging the killings as a drive-by, Melly hoped to portray himself as an innocent victim and capitalize on the public's fascination with tragic stories of young black men losing their lives to gun violence. The plan, authorities believe, was to release an emotional tribute song and music video that would further elevate his profile and lead to increased streams, record sales, and ultimately, more money and fame. This was a cold, calculated, and heinous crime, said the lead detective on the case. Melly betrayed the trust of his closest friends, all for the sake of his own selfish desires. The evidence against Melly. The evidence against Melly is damning. Forensic analysis of the vehicle found gunshot residue on Melly's hands, indicating he had fired a weapon. Cell phone records also placed him at the scene of the crime, contradicting his initial claim of a drive-by shooting. Perhaps most damning of all, prosecutors obtained a recorded jailhouse conversation in which Melly can be heard admitting to the murders, stating that he did what he had to do to advance his career. The defendant's own words condemn him, the prosecutor told the court. He callously sacrificed the lives of his closest friends for his own personal gain. This was a premeditated act of cold-blooded murder. The aftermath and impact. The news of Melly's alleged crime sent shockwaves through the music industry and the local community. Fans were devastated, struggling to reconcile the talented artist they admired with the cold-blooded killer he was accused of being. The families of Sakchaser and Juvy, meanwhile, were left to grapple with unimaginable grief and loss. In emotional statements, they described the two young men as kind, loving, and deeply loyal, the antithesis of the ruthless murderer Melly was alleged to be. "My son was my whole world," Sakchaser's mother tearfully told reporters. "He had his whole life ahead of him, and it was stolen from him by someone he trusted with his life. The pain is unbearable." Juvy's family echoed these sentiments, condemning Melly's actions as a betrayal of the deepest kind. "Cortlen was the glue that held our family together," his sister said. "And now he's gone, taken from us by someone he called his brother. We'll never get to see his beautiful smile again." The tragic case of YNW Melly has left an indelible mark on the music industry and the lives of all those affected. What should have been a story of young, promising artists making it big has instead become a cautionary tale of the devastating consequences of greed, jealousy, and the betrayal of trust. As Melly awaits trial, facing the possibility of life in prison, the families of Sakchaser and Juvy are left to pick up the pieces, forever haunted by the senseless loss of their loved ones. It's a stark reminder that the pursuit of fame and fortune can sometimes